Khalid, assalamu
Alaikum assalam. Alaikum assalam.
Today, I have to
pull man up.
We have to make this video was because of the previous video.
Oh, go on.
The one where Maverick comes out of nowhere and says, "Is the Hadith a revelation?"
How did you feel? Alright, let me know. What was it? What got on your thing, innit?
I mean, come on.
I'm a layman, like I'm saying, bro.
If an individual,
I saw it, and I don't first things first. That's what I wanted to see.
Clearly rejecting something which is an important tenet of our religion. Because we believe that Prophet Muhammad is given two things. He said, putting his hands together to show like two things of the same weight or value. He said, I was given the Quran and I was given the Sunnah. Yeah. This is a wisdom. Wisdom to do things. I'll give you an example, Khalid. It's a simple verse in Surah 5, verse 38, I think it is. Where it says the thief and the female thief, you cut their hands off. That's the law prescribed by God. Okay, how would for example Maverick interpret this? He would interpret it as you just cut the hand off. But you see, for Muslims who are upon the Sunnah, the Hadith explains it further. Where Prophet Muhammad explains the verse further, he shows the minimum amount, for example, that the hand can be cut off. Yeah. So there's a minimum amount that a person has to steal something of value, and if the value is above that value, his hand gets cut off. If it's below that value, he doesn't get his hand. So, for example, trivial things like, for example, food. If a person is caught stealing something cheap, food.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Do you cut his hand off? No. But according to Maverick, you do, because he's taking it literal. How is he going to interpret this? He can't, because he doesn't have the Sunnah. Do you understand?
So what do plus you see now? You're telling me how one thing about it is that you got onto is the revelation bit. That's one angle that you kept saying that
yes, the Quran and the Hadith are both revelations. They're given to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he tells the people that he was given two things, and he says, putting his hands like this, like the Quran and Sunnah, like two things. And so the people that believe he was just given the Quran, they really, the first pillar of Islam is La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. The Muhammad Rasulullah bit, just that bit, also insinuates that you believe in everything that was given to you. If you say he was just given the Quran, you automatically forfeit that. That's why I can clearly say Maverick's not even Muslim, bro. He can know everything. He can read everything, bro. That's what I'm gonna tell you. He's not even Muslim. He breaks the first of the 5 pillars of Islam, which is the Shahada itself.
So therefore, I don't know. Like, a lot of people get onto me. They say, "Why you record this guy?" I'll be like, "Look, it's a debate. I record everyone." And I say, "Look, isn't that because I see a lot of Muslim channels recording everyone, isn't it?"
Yeah.
So I see even yesterday, like there was a lot of channels recording. There's a couple of brothers, even I put a couple of brothers there in the park recording. So I'm thinking to myself, should we? If these people are around, shouldn't we? Like again, and I keep saying this argument, people are gonna be like, "Well, Khalid, I know you're always saying this." I know, but it is what it is. What's your concept on that? Because me and Juice had this conversation a couple of times. And I want you to tell the people your thoughts.
For example, throughout our history, one thing he keeps repeating is Bukhari 150 years, 200 years. Before that, where did Hadith come from? I see him. And he doesn't know that we know Bukhari's teacher, and his teacher, and his teacher, and so on, to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He doesn't know that we know all of that. How trustworthy he is for us is because we know all of that. If that makes sense. Where he got his knowledge from. You understand? Very important. So, for example, Quranists, he's not the first. He thinks he's the first. He's not the first. They've been documented all throughout history. We just have to learn our history, yeah, and see what past leaders of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah have said about them. What past scholars have said about them. What past historians have said about them. If that makes sense. And they all have the same characteristics as this guy. The same way the Quran was transmitted was the Hadith transmitted. Do you know there is a knowledge called the knowledge of the men, ilm al-rijal, which means the knowledge of the men. There's like 10,000 Ashaba with Prophet Muhammad. All of them are documented, their name, their mother's name, everything, how old they were. Everyone is known. Who he taught, who the student learned from, who the student learned from, who, everyone. Who taught who, everything. That's our history. That's how we've been recording it from a certain time. And for somebody to just come in with their own ideas, you see how wrong, how mistaken they are.
Nah, it's just all that normal. I think to myself, everyone's on a lay nowadays, isn't it? Everyone wants to like. I think it's a charade. It's a facade, isn't it? I'm not sure. It's a facade. Everyone wants to interpret things in their own ways, or this way, or everyone wants to see things, but ain't people entitled to that?
Say that again?
Ain't people entitled to that? Ain't people entitled to that? Like people having their own sort of...
Their own opinion?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm not trying to be devil's advocate, but especially like...
When it comes to like...
these people are trying to say we use our ilmi.
They use their own
That's
knowledge.
where I'm coming from, yeah.